Hey guys, so I just finished this project I've been working on over here. I just wanted to show it off a little bit because I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with it, whether or not it'll be staying in the studio or if I'll be selling it or what. So I just wanted to show you what it is. Let me just flip the camera around. So I'll just do a quick overview of the whole thing. I bought the D-plate and the tool rest and all the other wheels from a Canadian company called Nexus Grinders. I really like them. They're really good. Nice and smooth tracking, but also adjustable as needed. Apparently they were CNC milled in Canada, so it's nice to keep it a little bit more local. Pretty much everything else though is handmade. So like even the bar, the tool arm bar, I fabricated from 2 pieces of 1-inch stock. This is super heavy. Like just the unit itself is maybe 150 pounds, if not more. And then I also built a stand that this can mount to. The motor is not the final motor that I would like on this machine. I think this it's super old. I think this was built in like the 1950s or something like that, and it's only a 3rd horsepower. But it does have a capacitor, so it does start up really nice. And it's a slow enough speed that I don't feel like it's gonna just shred the material away. It'll just kind of delicately take it off, you know. I'll start it up in a little bit. I don't really have a proper startup system yet, but as you can see here on the base plate, there's plenty of extra room. So in theory, I could just drill a couple of holes and mount like a VFD on the side and have it go that way. Tracking arm's got a fair amount of tension. The belt is nice and tight, but still has a little bit of slack. So if you ever wanted to do, some like knife handles or something that it's got some radiuses, it's definitely got some options. This belt that's currently mounted to it is, I think, 89-inch. So initially I built it for 2x72, and it can certainly handle 2x72s. But this belt was salvaged. I think it was originally 5 inches, and then it got shredded before it was like really worn out. So I just cut it to 2 inches and used that to help with tracking and stuff like that. So let's get it started. And I'm not really working at an ideal work height. Let's see if I can show you. So I'm kind of at my chest right now. That's just because I have really high tables. The actual stand is a little bit lower than this, so it's more ideal. But basically for now, it's just going to be for demoing purposes. And I will also note that it's not bolted to the table, it's just kind of floating. So there's a little bit of vibration. If I could bolt it down, it would have like nothing. It's not exactly quiet, but that's not exactly what belt sanders are needed for. So let me see if I can put my camera down, and I'll do a little demo here on the platter of how well it's taking off material. I've got some mild steel and I've got some tool steel, hardened tool steel, and we'll see how it handles. So I've got a bar of 3/4 inch mild steel. I'll probably just smooth off a face, and I'll take off the other 3 corners and even them up just quickly. And then I've also got this kitchen knife that's still work in progress. This is made from O1. It's been hardened and tempered already, so I'll have to make sure it stays cool. But until I get a nice proper guide system, currently I just have these bolts, and they kind of set an angle, but I want a steeper angle, so I gotta monkey with it a little bit. But I'll show you how well it's grinding through. By the way, this is only a 100 grit belt. I don't have any other belts on hand, so I mean, if you just get the right belts, this could chew through metal like crazy. Or you could polish it up to a nice high shine. And if I do end up keeping this machine, then I will be definitely getting probably an assortment of everything I could get, 24 grit up to 3000 grit. And we'll see what kind of stuff this can do. Very excited because if I take this off, and I could actually mount a contact wheel on here as well. So it opens up blades. When I do a lot of bronze casting, you know, where I don't really care too much about the materials, I just, you know, suck up the dust or whatever, then this will be really good for doing casting and removing the sprues fast. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let's get this going. So I'm going to take off the corners, and then I'll do a face. If I can fit a face. Oh, I can't. Perfect. Not ideal in my jewelry studio right now, getting iron filings everywhere, but I'll just vacuum it up. Anyway, so there's the bar. I don't think this is quite 90 exactly because of this little bit of angle that happened up here. But, you know, as I said, this is a 100 grit belt, and this is just for testing right now. I don't have everything properly ready to go. But that's quite nice. I didn't quite get exactly parallel or perpendicular or parallel, I don't know which word it is, for these things to make a nice even facet, but you see it did chew through it. And this is only a 100 grit belt, so like this barely slowed down at all, and it did a great job. I'm very, very happy with this 1/3 horsepower motor. So I'm gonna take the handle off from this knife, and you can kind of see I've tested a little bit here, but let's go on this side where I've only done that edge. Let's try to do something a little steeper. So see how that goes. It's hard to see, maybe. I'm not really sure what you can see on the camera. Yeah, it's not too bad. Anyway, as I mentioned, this is hardened 01, so I didn't expect much from a 100 grit belt, to be honest. This would be like not the first step, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, considering that I went into this with like no plans, with no real idea beyond what I wanted to achieve. So I'm very pleased with how this is turning out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. I'm not going to take any more of your time up. This is, if you've watched these videos before, they're not exactly new. They all work the same. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's my grinder.